On radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, the Richmond Raceway, and Affordable Service Solutions. Now let's go live to your hosts, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule.
Everybody, it is that time. It's time for the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, Dawson Rule. And it's also time for high school football. Everybody's favorite time of year. You know, we've already had golf and soccer kind of get going. Volleyball is about to get started up. But high school football is whenever we really begin to get going with our live streaming coverage. And Samantha, this year, some new faces in the coaching ranks in the high school football teams.
Oh, yes. And I'm telling you, we've been excited about football for like a good month and a half now, and it's finally here. I'm so excited. We've got 2 new coaches out of our 3 high school football coaches here in our county, and I am looking forward to getting the interviews at halftime and getting to really know them. It's going to be exciting.
Dawson, it's not just in the coaching ranks. We've got 3 high school football teams, all 3 with new quarterbacks this year as well.
They're all excited to play quarterback this year for their team, and they're going to be new-look teams this year. I mean, a lot of talent lost from all 3, so I'm excited to see who's going to be the best in the county this year, who's going to get the most wins.
Folks, if you love high school sports, we're here for you. We're going to be live streaming not only high school football games, but also we'll have some soccer, volleyball as well. Don't forget, Friday nights, you can listen to every game on the radio. Jamie and John will have the Madison Southern games for you. Tom, myself, Dawson will be kind of rotating in with Madison Central. It is going to be a fun time of year. You never know where it will pop up. Each week we will let you know what game we are going to be doing. So be sure to tune in to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show every single Monday night. Now tonight's show, a very special show. We're going to be previewing the upcoming high school football season. Madison Southern, Berea, Madison Central. A fun time of year. Let's take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll dive right into our preview show here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Tell you what, my boy Emil Cruz has looked really good running the football. Trips right, 1 receiver left for Coburn with Cruz to his right in the backfield. He'll do a little cutback action, and Cruz is a big hole. Yamil cuts it back and will take it to the house. A touchdown.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coconut, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2023 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, you can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet play track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Gates open at 4. Racing starts at 6. The Richmond Raceway. Greens crossing off Highway 52 East and RichmondRaceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Row Tribe.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The WBON TV9 News Team is here for you. Keep up with all the local news on WBONTV.com or tune in to the daily Live at 5 newscast on Channel 9. We are on top of all the breaking local news, weather alerts, and the people making news in the greater Richmond area. Like and follow WBON TV on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best coverage of everything local and never pay a subscription fee. It's Richmond's very own Channel 9, WBON TV.
The Berea Pirates are coming off a year of optimism and disappointment. After an 0-3 start, the Pirates mercy ruled Caverna and again versus Jackson County, but never got the big win they were looking for. They entered the postseason with hopes of at least winning a game or two, but once again were disappointed in a first-round loss on the road at Dayton. After half the team graduated, head coach Frank Parks left for Danville, and the program was turned over to someone very familiar to this area and high school football in Jonathan Thomas. Thomas has spent time coaching middle school football in Berea and was also an assistant coach at both Estill County and Madison Southern, and he is very excited about getting the opportunity here at Berea.
I've been here, this is going in my 4th year here. One of the things you learn really quick is numbers aren't what we see, what I'm used to at Estill and when I coached at Estill and Southern, but you have a lot of kids that are really dedicated. Like you have a group of core guys, like some of these guys we just talked to, that are here to be here. Like the big flashy stuff doesn't make them want to go anywhere else or do anything. They're here to play. They love this school and they're dedicated. With what we got this year, we're definitely going to try to play a little bit of hard-nosed football. I mean, with our numbers being a little low right now, which is about average to be honest with you for Berea, we will have to play a little hard-nosed. Get in there, get in the dirt a little bit. Go back to some fundamental stuff. Maybe not be as flashy all the time, and just kind of grind and do what we got to do to get the points on the board, really. So we lost 11 seniors last year, which is a big off of, we had about 22 last year. So half our team graduated, but since I've been in the school for the last 3 years, I've built up some relationship. I've got some kids. Now they're young, inexperienced, but I don't mind that. I've done that most of my coaching career, coaches the inexperience and stuff, and just get them fall in love with it. And so I've had some guys that typically wouldn't come out and they're playing for us, and some that may actually be some role guys. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and Sayer's not anybody new to us. We've played them in the past, scrimmaged them, different things. They are very tough though. They're I was looking at the rankings, they're top 5 school this year, which makes sense because Coach Pennington's done some great things over there. But it does, I feel like this is a competitive district. Frankfurt's always athletic. Eminence is always athletic. But Frankfurt's lost a few key guys like we did. Eminence was young, but those are teams I think we have always been able to compete with, and just one thing or another, and that's us getting over that hump is what we need. And I think we could be right there in the talks with Sayer or Frankfurt or anybody. Expectations, my biggest is work ethic, always. Like I said, we're young, we're inexperienced. I don't think I got, besides a couple on the line, anybody returning on my starting offense with Eric and Aiden, and we lose Isaiah and Cruz and everybody. But getting out there and putting in that grind. Now, when we start to see adversity, shrug it off, go on to the next play. I think if we can get that mindset, we'll be a team that raises some eyebrows for sure.
Aiden Houston now takes over at quarterback after Jason Coburn graduated. And the Pirates are excited to have him. And he already has a favorite weapon in Eric Dixon, who takes over in the backfield for superstar Yamil Cruz, who will be suiting up this year for Defiance College.
Go-to weapons, Eric, definitely Eric, because he's right in the backfield with me, and then just blocking for me and everything else, and then no receivers are open, he'll be right there to catch it. So
Yamil Cruz, I see a lot of him. He's a very good running back. He did great things here. It definitely was an inspiration, like seeing him play throughout his years. But I think I'm ready to step up and fill that position and do the best I can. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people with what we can do this year. A football team is more about not just yourself, it's about the whole team. You got to make sure that you're focused on the other team too, like the rest of the team. You got to keep yourself healthy. You can't be doing bad things off the field.
Cam Thompson might be the most experienced player left on the roster for Berea. Thompson's older brother Timmy was a force when he suited up in the black and yellow, and little brother Cam has his sights set on breaking big brother's record.
My main goal this year is just play, have fun, win as many games as possible. Another one is beating my brother's record, but I don't think that's going to happen. Other than that, we should win a lot of games this year with our schedule. I think we have 5 seniors or 4, but the rest of the team's pretty young. A lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors. So yeah, pretty young. We just got to put in the work harder than we have been. Past couple weeks have been pretty rough. It's been hot, so the harder we work, we can fill those places in pretty good. So we should be okay with that area.
Berea is a special place. Playing in front of a crowd that supports you no matter who you play makes every game feel like a big one.
It's really nice. Knowing that all your friends and all your family's coming to watch you play and cheer you on, I love it. It's nice.
The Pirates open up the season this Friday on the road at GRC, but they will be taking on Betsy Lane in the Clark County Bowl. The first home game is next Friday versus Lynn Camp, and following the first weekend in September, Berea will return home for a 3-game stretch versus Bracken County, Gallatin County, and Jackson County before beginning district play. The new district realignment might favor this young Berea team, but as they enter the season, there are a lot of unknowns. We'll step aside for our first commercial break, and when we come back, Dawson Rule will preview what's in store for a new-look Madison Central Indians football team. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday nights. This is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 Northwest Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2023 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, you can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Gates open at 4. Racing starts at 6. The Richmond Raceway. Greens crossing off Highway 52 East and RichmondRaceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Roll Tribe.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The WBON TV9 News Team is here for you. Keep up with all the local news on WBONTV.com or tune in to the daily Live at 5 newscast on Channel 9. We are on top of all the breaking local news, weather alerts, and the people making news in the greater Richmond area. Like and follow WBON TV on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best coverage of everything local and never pay a subscription fee. It's Richmond's very own Channel 9, WBON TV.
Roll Tribe. That's what many Madison Central Indian football fans said last season after winning 9 games, while making a deep run in the playoffs all the way to the region championship game before losing to Louisville Ballard. The 2023 Indians get their season started with Johnson Central on the road, but the Indians are no stranger to tough games. Last season, they knocked off LCA 38-34 in the opening game. Last year's team did feature some star players like Jaden West, Brady Hensley, Brock Eads, Travis Grant, and Malachi Wood. Those players have all either graduated or transferred, though, leaving some big holes to fill for the Indians. The biggest change, no doubt, is the new head coach. A Hall of Famer in Mike Holcomb retired recently, paving the way for new Indians head coach William Blair to take over the Tribe. Blair has a locker room full of motivated seniors and young talent. While that talent will shine this season on the gridiron, Blair's passion for coaching football will finally get a chance to shine at the highest level now in Madison County.
So we did an off-season, building our strength and speed and conditioning, getting those things set up. Coach Chapman's done a great job with that. And then we integrated bringing up our freshmen. They've been, in the past, I think they've been kind of forgotten until July. So we started bringing them up. But hiring an offense coordinator was the big on as far as the staff, and that we got Tyler Mattingly to come in. He's done a great job of implementing his style, what he wants, and what he demands. Moving into June, we did a lot of workouts out here, even with the JROTC Sergeant Major. He came out here, did some leadership training with them, and that just carried us into practice. And for the last 3 weeks, we've been over at EKU. Practicing on the intramural fields and things like that while our field's been getting ready. So we've been used to some diversity as far as where we play. We played football everywhere except on our own field. So this summer, so it's going really well with the teams we play. Physicality is their character. Well, that's always been a character of mine on the defensive side. And I want to carry that over on the offensive side. And Coach Mattingly, with his style of offense, it goes hand in hand with both of us. So they complement each other. And it makes for a very interesting and intense practice. I've never lost practice. There's nothing worse than that, losing a practice. So losing a game. And I've never lost practice. But no, practice, you do that the majority of the time with football. It's not like other sports where you may have more games in a week than you actually practice. So practice for football is, you're anticipating maybe the biggest 5-second play all week long, but you practice it for at least 10 minutes. And so you know, and that's why it's important to me. But you actually get to see more growth in kids throughout the season. And that's why I like practice, because you see those kids develop and get better and get stronger and get more confident. I expect us to be making a run in the playoffs, and I expect us to make some people think they should have practiced a little harder than we did that week, because we're going to practice harder than anybody else on our schedule. I promise you that.
While the Indians have had 6A success the last 2 seasons, this year's season is simply put a gauntlet. With yearly state contenders like Madison Central, Scott County, Frederick Douglass, and Bryan Station all on the schedule, the Tribe will have a battle every Friday night. The Indians football team is ready for every game, though, and won't be scared to play anyone.
I'm looking for all of them. People think that we don't have it because we lost a lot of talent last year, but we do. We still have that talent. They're just not as known, you know. A lot of young guys. We got Nate Ogle, Bryant Mathis, Cody Morrison. I mean, we have some dogs.
Southern. They ducked us when I was a sophomore, and we had our best team. They just didn't want to play us. So,
obviously Douglas. You know, I mean, they're 5A school coming 6A. We'll give them a little run for it.
Of course, Southern. I mean, it's always a big game, big rivalry, but last year's too close for me. Hope we get a big blowout this year.
I'm looking forward to all of them. It's just one game after the another for me.
After a summer of hard work and practice, the Indians football team and coaching staff are looking to turn heads and win tough ball games again this fall.
That's the last ride, you know, so nothing for granted. Just give it your all and just have fun. This year I'll be playing safety more like Brock did last year, so it'll be a little change defensively, but they expect me to lead it, call the defense out, and just lead the defense out there. It's very different, more upbeat. Practices are a lot harder, you know, more physicality. Like, we never really get a tackle on practice. This year we're going every day to the ground, so it's very different.
I think so far the biggest difference is intensity. Over every practice is something new. It's always one after the other. Intensity is just all around every day. You know, it's not a day off. We don't take a day off. It's a lot to come up to. With Travis being our tight end last year, you know, I was kind of living in, you know, being in his shadow almost, looking up to. He's a great player, and I'm just hoping I can fill his shoes the best I can coming into this year.
I feel like we got a lot to prove this year. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of athletes. I feel like we're going to prove a lot of people wrong. I think we're looking really good, really energetic. Up front's going to be our best thing that we have, with Aiden Howard leading them, and then our athletes outside with Cody Morrison, Bryant Mathis. So 2 big guys that we're going to throw to is Cody Morrison, Nate Ogle at tight end. I mean, they're 2 guys that really haven't played a ton of varsity offense, but they're looking great in practice. And Bryant Mathis, I mean, just a great athlete. Played defense last year, looked really good for us. So I think it'll be good.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of the field, be starting tight end. You know, I'll just make the plays when I can. So
I always played a little bit both ways. Just defense always been what I'm good at. Just stay healthy and help my team win at all costs.
We're really week-to-week kind of team, but that's still in the back of our head because it's a really tough district this year, so we got to get a good seed in the playoffs, so yeah.
I am. During summer ball and spring, we all train after practice, you know, work on technique that I learned training with Drake Jackson and Eli Cox up in Lexington. And we're all about team bonding this year. So, yeah, I'm trying to make us one unit instead of just of five different players. We have a lot of good depth. We have a lot of players that could start varsity, which is great because we didn't really have that depth last year, and a lot of us were playing both sides, so it'll keep us fresh and just keep the energy high, you know. I really wanted to get the stress of all the recruiting process over with, and I knew Miami was the right choice for me. I mean, their coaching staff has a lot of success, and I feel like it's going to be an up-and-coming team very soon, you know.
Up next, Samantha Burford, who will be bringing you a great look at a young but hungry Madison Southern football team down in Berea, a team who's set to have lots of wins this upcoming fall.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2023 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, you can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Gates open at 4. Racing starts at 6. The Richmond Raceway. Greens crossing off Highway 52 East and RichmondRaceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Roll Tribe.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The WBON TV9 News Team is here for you. Keep up with all the local news on WBONTV.com or tune in to the daily Live at 5 newscast on Channel 9. We are on top of all the breaking local news, weather alerts, and the people making news in the greater Richmond area. Like and follow WBON TV on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best coverage of everything local and never pay a subscription fee. It's Richmond's very own Channel 9, WBON TV.
Last year was a year of change for the Madison Southern football team. After a decade of brilliance and success that includes numerous deep runs in the postseason under Coach John Clark, Mark Payne took over the program and in the very first game had his team on top of one of the best teams in Class 5A, Southwestern, before eventually falling to 0-1 in a second half collapse. In the third game of the season, the Eagles hosted in-county rivalry Madison Central, looking to give their head coach his first win. But after leading at the half, the Eagles couldn't close it out, dropping to 0-3 in an overtime loss. It wasn't until the fourth game of the season where Mark Payne got his first victory in a 37-6 thumping on the road at Lafayette. With the new district realignment, there will be one new team becoming a rival. However, Coach Payne has also added several teams who used to always be on the schedule.
Week 1, we open up with Scott County. I think they're ranked number 2 in 5A. A very physical, disciplined football team, and that's one that we're going to have to be ready for. We're going to have to come out and play our best game. for them. Then week 2 we're going to go Tate's Creek's going to come to us. And I think the last time Madison Southern played Tate's Creek was a few years ago up at Madison Central, and Tate's Creek really got the best of us then. So I think the kids kind of have that one marked. Some of them were freshmen whenever that happened. And then week 3 we got the big rivalry. You know, that's the one that ever since last year has been circled on everyone's calendar. We were in a position to win the game, and Central made the plays when it counted in overtime. And hopefully this year we can take advantage of that. And then we're going to add some old kind of rivalries to the schedule, some teams that Madison Southern for a while played, like Henry Clay and Wayne County. Those teams during the 2012 to 2016 time span were kind of on the schedule, and we're going to get some of those teams back on the schedule this year. And then district plays a little bit different this year. We've got Montgomery County, East and West Jessamine on the district slate, and for us it's kind of a breath of fresh air. I think Montgomery County, East and West Jessamine, everyone feels like the district's up for grabs, so it'll be very interesting. You know, I believe that Montgomery County really feels good where they're at, because they were in the same situation kind of like us. They had a district with Frederick Douglass and Scott County, so it's got to be a breath of fresh air for them. They feel like now they're in a district that they can compete in, and we've seen East and West Jessamine both in 7-on-7, and they look, you know, really, really good. I know West Jessamine lost some playmakers, but they got a lot of skilled guys right now, so they look good. I think it's just going to be one of those where, you know, each week, you know, each week's going to be very, very important. You know, it may not be something where a district championship is decided one week. It may be the course. You know, we may have 3 teams that are, you know, tied at 2-1 or something. So we just got to make sure not to kind of overlook anyone and take any week for granted. But big difference is just we're kind of established in the offense now compared to last year. You know, it took us midway almost to the end of the season before we really had the offense established. With that said, our offense is going to be revolved around a different quarterback this year, so you'll see a little bit different style. A lot of the same things, but we're also going to let him use his legs. Ethan Moore is going to be our quarterback. He was our leading receiver last year, and he can do a little bit more versatile things, run a little bit of option, things like that. So it's new for some of them, some of the things we're doing, but a lot of it's still the same. You know, last year we had Jay Sean Etheridge and Cade Sullivan kind of for that change of pace. This year we thought Braden Kelly was going to be one of those guys. He's went down during the summer. We're not for sure when or if we'll get him back for the season. Hopefully at some point he can return. But Ethan is our big change of pace right now. We got big Stephen Whitehead back, Lucas Mullins, Preston Williams will be in the backfield carrying the football some this year. And all 3 of those guys are big, strong guys that can get tough yards for you. And Ethan's our guy that can kind of use his speed to make things happen. We're really experienced as far as grade-wise. Like take example, our offensive line, we're going to have probably 4 seniors up front, but 3 of those guys are going to be taking their first varsity reps. And then we may have a freshman or a sophomore that steps in as the 5th guy on the offensive line for us. And as far as skill guys, we got guys like Braden Hall and RJ Blair, who's going to probably get a lot of minutes at receiver for us. And then we got some guys like Gino Ballard and Zach Smith, who are older guys but haven't had a ton of varsity experience. They're both going to get reps on offense at receiver, as well as right now they're competing for starting spots in the secondary. And then we got some guys like Avery Davidson and Ryder Short. Once again, they're older guys, both of which though haven't played varsity football as far as a position-wise, and Avery's decided to play some receiver for us. And if you cover soccer, you know he's one of the better soccer players around here, and Ryder's decided to come out and play receiver for us as well. He's previously been a part of the basketball team. So there's a lot of older guys, but as far as experience, they don't have a lot of experience, so we're looking forward to them finally getting an opportunity to show what they can do. Our off-season program, we focused a lot on conditioning. With that said, we're still not where we need to be. That may be because we've had some injuries, and we're back to having several guys going both ways. We were trying to get to the point where we didn't have to have so many guys going both ways. But right now, the conditioning, and then just the focus. You know, once you start getting tired, it's easy to let your focus go to the side, and we just got to maintain our focus. We expect the kids to come out and compete. You know, last year was all about building the foundation and building the culture, and that's in place now. We expect them to come out and compete every week. So, you know, you're looking at our schedule. Yeah, we start out with a few really tough teams. We're going to come out and compete, and then once we get into district play, like I said, you know, the district's up for grabs right now, we feel, and you know, our expectations, our goals, we want to go win a district championship, and then we want to compete when playoffs come and see where the chips fall.
Ethan Moore now takes over as the quarterback, and the junior is excited about showcasing his athleticism as an athlete who can throw, run, and if needed, catch the ball as well.
You know, it's definitely been, it's been crazy going from receiver to quarterback, but you know, it's what the team needed, so I had to step up and play it, you know. And like you said, I'm an athlete, so we're really going to mix in RPOs, like you said, and a lot of read options, because that's, you know, as first year playing quarterback, I'm not going to be the best at every, you know, progression, but I'm definitely going to get out there and show how big of an athlete I am. So Steve, you know, he's a dog. I mean, he's always been a dog, and just handing the ball off to him, I feel safe knowing that he's going to get us yards. And then Lucas, knowing that he's a smart back, like he's going to do what he needs to do every time, you know. And I feel like I got players outside, like you was talking about, like RJ and Ryder and Zach, and I got all these people outside that I can make a mistake and they can make up for it by making a big play. So definitely, we got a lot of weapons.
I got you.
Our #1 goal is to beat Central. I think that's a goal that everybody should know that we have. Our second goal is just getting the district, beating districts and winning the district championship, because, you know, every day we come here, that's what we're looking up as.
Preston Williams led the team in tackles last year and once again is expected to play a big role on that side of the ball, but will now see some time in the backfield on offense as well.
A lot of changes in positions. Like last year, I was the tight end, and during spring ball was too, and then I got moved to H, and then yesterday I realized I'm going to be the running back now. So the biggest thing there is that usually when a couple players get injured, a couple people come back, and then just a cycle. Hopefully by Scott County, or at least by Central, everyone will be back.
Lucas Mullins was another big piece of the defense for Southern. In just 7 games, he had 45 tackles and wreaked havoc each time he was out there.
I've just been perfecting my craft and working on it, trying to step in those guys where like Mitchell Mills left that outside linebacker spot open, and trying to fill in that. And offensively, I don't feel like we lost many at running back. Cade Sullivan left, and trying to pick up where he left off, and just trying to fill in those spots where the leaders left. We're trying to hit hard. That's really all it is. We all run hard, play hard, and we all can lay the hit stick.
Like Mullins and Williams, Eric Barnes racked up the tackles last year, recording 42 tackles and 8 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. Barnes has been getting some looks from some colleges in the state and is excited about the upcoming season.
I mean, we're really just focusing on intensity and practice, like making each other better, getting the best scout team we can get out, defense and offense. We're taking special teams a lot more serious this year. Like, that's something we're really going to work on, and Coach Castile is doing great with that. But yeah, just intensity overall is better.
Stephen Whitehead has had a busy summer being away from the team with the Governor's Scholars Program after missing a few games last year with the injury. Whitehead is looking forward to being out there helping his team get back to where they were when he was a young Southern Eagle.
I'm going to try and play in every game this year. So last year I played 7, but I'm going to try to play in every game this year. I don't really, personally, I just want to do the best for our team, like play whatever position I have to play. I might not play all running back this year. I'm probably switch me around a little bit this year, play wherever we need, because we lost a lot of people last year. I haven't been here a lot this summer, but since I've got back, we started hitting. So hitting the hit. I don't think it'll go all out on the little guy, the freshmen, but I've been hitting them a little bit, getting them used to some varsity reps.
Southern begins the season this Friday against the favorite to win the Class 5A state title, Scott County, on the road. The first home game is next week when Tate's Creek comes to Berea. Then in week 3, it's the rivalry game with the Indians. The Eagles will host 2 district games this year versus Montgomery County and West Jessamine, while having to travel to East Jessamine as the only road district game. Expectations are high for Southern, who enters the season as the district favorite in year 2 of the Mark Payne era.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2023 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, you can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Gates open at 4. Racing starts at 6. The Richmond Raceway. Greens crossing off Highway 52 East and richmondraceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Road Tribe.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
To close out the show, we're going to hear from EKU head football coach Walt Wells. Again, thanks for joining us tonight, folks. We'll be back next Monday recapping the first week of high school football and so much more. We always appreciate you tuning in each Monday to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Season as the head coach here. Coach Wells, we'll take an opening statement from you, and then we will open it up to questions from everyone.
Well, I'm just excited to have everybody here today. Thank y'all for coming out on a Sunday and being with us. Really pleased with our football team in our first week of practice. We still haven't gotten into full pads yet, but we'll be there on Tuesday. And looking forward to seeing as the competition cranks up at all the positions that we have. Really pleased with our leadership, pleased with how the young men have come in shape. Obviously, they were here all summer, so it's a whole different deal nowadays. But Billy Brown, Gregory Bourne, and our strength and conditioning staff have done an outstanding job with those young men. So competition is high. We're having a good time and enjoying it. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you.
Hey, Coach. In spring, I think at the start of spring practice, you said from practice 1 to practice 15, you want to see a growth, and you saw that. So here in the fall, from practice 1 earlier this week until week 1, what are you still hoping to see, and what do you think you're going to see?
Well, I mean, we're testing them pretty hard. We're doing some things to where everybody's getting reps at the same time, and it puts a taxing on their body, on their conditioning. I want to see how quickly the new guys that we've brought in, whether they're freshmen, whether they're transfers, how quickly they can catch up to where they need to be so they can compete and help us in week one. I think it's important that we find out the pieces and put them in the right places so that when we go to Cincinnati, we've got everybody a chance to go out and win.
How big is it having Parker back, not just because he's a talented quarterback, but also from a leadership aspect?
It's bigger than me. It's bigger than anything. I mean, Parker probably will leave here the most decorated player in EKU history, arguably, and he deserves that. He deserves that for his decision. It took a very, very mature decision to come back. There were factors that we met, that other schools met, and I appreciate the people that got involved with that, but that wasn't really the most important thing to Parker. The most important thing was his love for EKU, his love for Richmond, his love for the school, not just the football team, and the love for his fellow teammates.
Most guys like that, when they come back, they want to take a step forward. How crucial has Maxwell Smith been for his development?
It's been a good change. Trent Stillman did an outstanding job with Parker, and we miss Trent. But, bringing Maxwell in and bringing in some new ideas, some different ideas, is good for Parker. It challenges his brain. It expands his brain. We sent him down to the Manning Academy, so we spent time down there this year and got exposed there. He's been to a couple other different trainers and got exposed that way too. So just doing everything we can to make sure that he's ready for that next jump. And he knows he's got to improve on some things, and he's not perfect by no means, but none of us are.
Coach, I feel like we've heard a lot about some of the guys that we lost from last year's team, but the offensive line, an area that you are kind of an expert in, if you will. But talk about the offensive line, those guys up front, and what you're expecting from them. Obviously, they got to protect Parker, but they've also got to open up those lanes for the running backs.
Right. Really, I think everybody knows about our two tackles, and both of them are very talented young men. We're inexperienced in the middle. Not a lot of game reps right there, except for Vincent Mullins started every game last year, so I shouldn't say it like that at left guard. But our center and our right guard will be inexperienced guys. This is the time that they're gelling together. They're learning to understand how each other plays, how each other does things. And then we have to continue to develop our depth. We're probably not as deep at that position as we were last year with experience. I think we have some talent there, but we're probably not as experienced in that. So we have to continue to gel, come together. They're learning to strain a little more. They're learning to do some things. I think we've added some good pieces on defense. Iron sharpens iron, and I like where we're going with the offensive line right now.
Coach, nice to meet you. Forrest Tucker with ABC 36. Nice. You have a new conference this season, and it's new opponents and just new everything, but you do have some guys that like Parker who are back. With those two things, that duality, what's your outlook when you look at a really big fresh start for this whole program and also the university?
Well, I think, for our fans, I think it's something that is, unique and different because there's, they've got a chance to go to Utah Tech out in St. George, Utah, which I hear is gorgeous, and that's one that everybody seems to be talking about. Obviously, the non-conference schedule speaks for itself, but and then go to all, some familiar foes with Austin Peay, Central Arkansas, but also, Stephen F. Austin, Tarleton State, and the teams out in Utah. I think it just shows our fan base that our administration is serious about wanting to advance the football program and our athletic program in general, and I really appreciate that.
One more for you, Coach. Just looking at historically, and even that's before you got here, you guys have had 7 wins, a lot of them coming at home and everything. What's the key to keys to taking the next step and trying to get 8 and 9? And then continuing your success with bowl games and, having regular season titles.
Right. We, our consistency in our performance, which is the most important thing. I mean, in the games that we've lost, they've been tight games, but, we have to be better at finishing games, at making sure that we're playing 60 minutes instead of 58 or 56 or whatever it is. Tighten the screws a little bit increase our talent, which I think we have, and do a better job coaching. I mean, when it comes down to it, if the other team beats you, it's probably all three phases, players, coaches, and then overall you made a mistake somewhere. And we have to continue to practice to expose them in those situations. And so when we get out here on Roy Kidd Stadium or get away from Roy Kidd Stadium, as you brought up, they can make those plays.
You mentioned the non-conference schedule. You open with two tough opponents. What goes into that, trying to really test your guys right out of the gate? Well, I think I hate to keep saying it, but it comes from an SEC mentality. That league is so tough that it prepares you for postseason. And obviously, we had a tough schedule last year, and it didn't really prepare us the way we needed to. We didn't go take it on like we needed to, I should say. But I think when you do that, I think it excites your fan base, it excites your football team and your program and everybody that touches your program. They're two, really tough opponents. I mean, one was in the college football playoffs 2 years ago, and the other one is Mark Stoops in Kentucky. I mean, probably the greatest run in Kentucky football history. So it'll be challenges, but if you're going to play, you're going to coach. That's what you want to do. And I don't want people that are scared to go out there and do that. I want people that are going to go out there and compete, put their pants on, go out there and knock some people in the teeth, and that's what we have to do to have the ability to win.
We know about Parker, Braden, names like that we are familiar with. Give us a name that maybe some folks are not going to be as familiar with that you're really excited about for the team.
Well, I mean, I think, offensively, you're talking about maybe some guys like Jalen Burbidge, from up in Lexington, or Jacob Horn, two new receivers that we have brought in, and have had a good camp so far and are really working to be better. Jaden Smith is a name that gets left out all the time. And I can't say it enough. Jaden Smith from Grayson, Georgia, who's been here 4 years, has been our most consistent football player besides Parker in our program. He's really good. We're two-spotting yesterday, and he's working his tail off, and he's beating coverage left and right. Now he does a lot of the dirty work, so he doesn't get a lot of the glory. He's a really good football player. Defensively, I like where we're going with our secondary. I think, Chris Franklin and Mike Dietzel have done a nice job of getting those guys understanding where to go. Guys like, KJ Figures, Mike Smith, Tariq Henderson, they're doing great things back at Nick Cheeley at our safety position. All four of them are safeties. I really like where they're at. The addition of Frankie West, I think people will understand that he's a really seasoned football player and has done a nice job in practice.
Coach, I know you focused on this season, but just in a broad scope, if I may, I know you guys have been switching conferences, and the future of the program is also a big deal, kind of, where you want to get to soon. So how important is this season, knowing, kind of just to prove that, EKU belongs up there, knowing that's out of your hands, but how important is this season to prove that can be an option?
Well, I think every season is important, and I don't mean to say that in any disrespect. I just, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like every time I step on the field, I want to win. And whether it's Kentucky, Cincinnati, or whoever, it's important to win. We work way too hard to go out there and not win. And when I say we, I mean our players, our support staff, our coaches, our administration, our fans. And so it's important to do that. And, EKU is known to be a consistent winner there for a long time under Coach Roy Kidd. And we have to continue to work our way back to that and create our own history. And I think it's important. The other people will notice, beating Bowling Green last year, they noticed, and, if anything could happen this year, they would notice. But, they also want to be around a consistent winner, and that's what we have to get back to doing.
Coach, you've had a lot of NFL programs on campus in the past couple weeks. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I kind of can't count them on one finger. Or on one hand, rather. I was going down the Twitter feed last night. And you do have some guys that could play at the next level for sure. How have you fostered those relationships and brought these teams to Richmond where, it's a time of year they're really busy, right. And it's a lot for them to come out here? What's gone into that?
Well, I think the biggest, I'd like to think it's me, but and I know a lot of the guys from being in the profession for 30 some odd years, but it's our talent. It's Parker McKinney. It's Josiah Ezram. It's Peyton Collins. And then they walk out there and they see who else we got out. I mean, they're asking about who's this guy, and who's that guy. And I think they realize from last year we had, we got 3 right now, potentially 4. Dak is flying all over the country trying out right now. And then we've got, TK and Matt at the Titans and Willie at the Jaguars. And, they know we're going to recruit at a high level. And we're going to do what it takes to get really good football players here, to play. And so they're going to start checking us out. I mean, Josiah was a guy when we got here that was a nose guard that played extra point field goal the whole time. And then we finally moved him to O-line, and he marinated there for a year, and now he's developed into one of the top tackles in the country.
Watching the team pictures, it seemed like the senior class isn't huge. How have you seen some of the younger guys step up and fill those leadership roles and starting positions ultimately?
Well, it's a great point. We only have 7 seniors, and so we have seen some of those guys step up. And, the biggest thing they have to do is, in football, you have to earn it on the field. And you can talk all you want to. You can be a great person all you want to. And I think that's great. We want all that. But when you step out on the field, you have to be a hard worker and a playmaker. You can't be a hard worker and not a playmaker, and you can't be a playmaker and not a hard worker. And we've got a good core group of young men that are doing that. We haven't voted on captains yet just because of what you said. I think I know who's going to be one of them, but the rest of them, I don't know who they'll vote on. So I want to give them time together to play together and to get to know each other a little better before we do that.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for watching, folks. Be sure to go by and say thank you to all the sponsors that you have seen on the sports show tonight. Samantha, we've been doing this show for a long time. We love getting out to talk to the local athletes, getting interviews with them. We'll obviously have some on throughout the year as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to watch our sports show every single Monday. But make sure Fridays are so important. Yeah. And like you said earlier, you don't know where we're going to be. Yeah. So pay attention week by week, because we could be doing your favorite team.
And Dawson, it's going to be a fun year with the local high school football teams. Again, I feel like all 3 are kind of unknown. We don't know what to expect out of all 3. New coaches in 2 places, 3 new quarterbacks. We talked about all that. But it's going to be a fun year no matter what, getting these teams out there on the field and really seeing what they can do.
Well, I mean, we had a really good team in Central last year, lost a lot, Southern struggled, but now they're looking really good this year. Berea is a whole new look. What are we going to get from all 3 of these teams? Well, we're just going to have to find out week by week.
Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget Friday night high school football radio, 92.5 WEKY for Madison Central, 106.7 The Pinnacle, and CBS Sports Radio for Madison Southern. For Dawson, Samantha, and myself, Michael Watkins, a thanks to Gage Hill, our producer tonight. Thanks for watching the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Row Tribe.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue.